Trolls Band Together, which means the third Trolls movie of this franchise. So, to be honest, guys, I don't know why this exists, to be honest. I mean, did we really ask for another Trolls movie? Like another one? No, absolutely not. But the reason why I am doing this movie review is so I can just suffer and just get this crap done of it, so... And let me just tell you, I am not a big fan of this franchise at all. Like, I know it's DreamWorks and everything, but I am not a big fan of these franchises of Trolls, including Boss Baby as well. Yeah, don't like that either. But for Trolls, however, why do we need a third movie of this franchise? I mean, I don't get it. I understand why, because Justin Timberlake wanted to bring back the Backstreet Boys, and especially how to bring the other characters back and bring some random new characters, and let's just get this over with. So, yeah, that's why. That's all you need about for a whole movie. So let's just get this crap over with. So, let's just talk about the story. Oh yeah, before I talk about the story, what do I think about the previous two movies of Trolls? I don't really care, to be honest, because I am not a big fan of this franchise, and I don't even care a single bit of it. And for the sequel, however, yeah, just no. Because the sequel, however, too many random characters, too many other kind of celebrities, too many other kind of crap that we gotta deal with the whole franchise thing, the whole load of the DreamWorks. So that's how it is. So I don't even want to talk about it. So I just want to go ahead and get this crap done, so I will be done with it for now. So let's just talk about this already. And also, guys, why is a lot of people going viral of this movie, by the way? Because I've been seeing a few memes to this, and there was a song said like take you to a better place and that. But for a seriously good reason, why are they doing that? I pretty much sure the whole fans and trolls out there love the hell out of this movie, of course. For me, however, honestly, I don't care. So, if you guys love this movie, I respect your opinion, so it doesn't really matter. So let's just go ahead and get this over with. Anyways, let's talk about the story. The story, however, is about Branch, with who used to be the Backstreet Boys, of course. I'm going to call it the Backstreet Boys because this is a freaking... You know how I call it, so it doesn't really matter. And they trying to look for one of his other Backstreet boyfriend, and then all of his band boys and Poppy had to save them. And to be honest, the story was been around all over the place, because not only because the story, however, it just been like wedding going on, trying to get the band boy back together, and especially, of course, Poppy, got a sister. You all get the rest. And we got some weird, wacky villains in this movie. I will explain that around the characters. And none of Pommy's friends did come to help in this movie, by the way. Only except Tiny Diamond, I guess. So, yeah. So, let's just go ahead. So, I think the story could have done a lot better, because not only because there's a lot of shenanigans and some of the things, I think the best story could have been a lot better is that Poppy has a sister, and that could have been a lot better. That's all I can say. But for the Backstreet Boys, it's just been around all over the place. And as for the wedding, yeah, just a little bit of a film-minute episode clip, so whatever. And, yeah, the story was a little bit mad, because not only because the franchise had been going when these popular trolls around now, but for God's sake, because not only because I don't even like trolls, but for the whole story, however, it's just weird. Speaking of that, I thought like the story could have been a lot better for Pommy's sister, not with the Backstreet Boys and whatever we had to deal with. So, yeah, the story was just not that the best, and it's just a little bit meh. The animation. So, the animation's still the same, I guess, and the animation's just still okay. Sure, the candle movement's okay, and it's just fine as it is, but for the villains, however, in this movie, yeah, they really whip off some things from this one, especially they really wacky around from it. That will explain about the characters. And to be honestly, the animation's fine, however, and I mean, when they were starting singing, I really liked the backgrounds and the thing. They were fine, but what really got me so wrong is we got the Muppets and Sesame Street ripoffs. You know, we got the Muppets plus Sesame Street ripoffs. Yes, there's puppets in this movie. Well, human kind of puppets as ripoffs. Whipping off to Muppets and Sesame Street was just really wrong. Don't get me wrong, I mean, it looks a little bit whip-off to me, and I hate to say that because they just whip off the Muppets and Sesame Street. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't blame the animators or anything like that. If they want to do something a little bit different like that, that's up to them. So, it's fine as it is, but it's still for a little bit of a reason. But overall, the animation's still fine, but for the Muppet whip-off, however, yeah, just why. Overall, the animation's still okay, so that's all I can say. The characters. To be honest, the second movie, however, got too many random characters, and I didn't care about a single bit of them. Well, a little bit I did, and some of them I just don't care. But for the third movie, however, jeez Louise. I mean, at least it's not many characters like last time, but for, yeah, some of the characters was just a little bit mediocre too, fine. You got Palmy who wants to continue what she is always is, and now she has a sister. And Branch, who used to have a backstory about what happened to the Backstreet Boys, they're getting the band back together, and especially what happened back in the past in the first movie. But for God's sake, these random characters came out of nowhere. It's just so weird. I don't blame the voice actors. They did a good job what they always do, especially Justin Timberlake. But for goodness sakes, I mean, the characters, however, they're just a little bit one-dimensional. So yeah, Palmy was just being the leader, of course, and she is acting like how, and doing that how it goes. And Branch, however, you already get what I just said about it, and yeah. And since Palmy's friends didn't come and help Palmy for this movie, only except the other two boys, I forgot their names, even though they came back after the second movie. Well, after the post-credit scene for the second movie, when they got married, at least I could have seen them okay, but they're still okay as always. But for overall, let's just talk about the Backstreet Boys too. Some of them were really annoying because I don't even get how the point how you got bunches of Backstreet Boy gang who just want to do it as once. And for Palmy's sister, yeah, I guess she could have been a lot, she has a lot better in the story instead of the Backstreet Boys. Because I don't know why that we gotta have to deal with 2 random stories and 3 random stories. She could be like the best character in this movie. I don't even care of this movie, however, and I don't even care about the franchise. I mean, it could have been a lot better if it's just her, not the Backstreet Boys. And speaking of the villains, they're a little bit mediocre to me. Now, don't get me wrong, the animation and motions, they're okay, I guess. But for God's sake, they rip off a lot of things of this. Like, you could have Rubber Hose, and you could have the Cuphead, and make it as rip-offs. Yeah, the villains just wanted to take over the power, and power the singing, of course. To be honest, they're just not really great villains. Now, I understand for the previous 2, they were a little bit mediocre, and Queen Barb was fine, I guess. But for God's sake, I think the villains in this movie are just not the best. Now, I understand they can have the wacky cartoony moments of them. Now, I don't blame the force of them either. But it's just so weird of it. And speaking, I forgot to tell you about the animation of it. There was a 2D animated scene when they go to a show travel cut. And I really hate to tell you guys this, but it's so weird. Because when they was going to the trip and you could hear everything I'm hustling, it's just so weird. The animation looks so weird of that scene. Not only because they go to have a drug at a trip scene, but for goodness gracious, they look so weird. And not only by that, it looks really weird. I get it, it's supposed to be a 2D scene, and I get the point how it is, but for goodness sakes, it's just so weird. I'm sorry guys, but it's so weird. But anyway, the characters could have been a little bit better, but seriously, this franchise is really getting my notes too much. Now for my ranking, yeah, I am getting tired of this franchise. I don't blame anime or anything like that. I saw his review before and he gave it the anime still of garbage and I'm completely fine with it. And to be honest, I just didn't care about this movie at all. I don't even care about the franchise of Trolls either. And speaking of which, do not get Trolls World 2 Fan 2001 on my ass because I am not going to deal with him how he's going to be reviewing like bad movies. He also reviewed bad Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse or even the bad guys or anything. Yeah, just don't get me started with this guy. And as for this movie, I think it could have been a lot okay, better, but it's just not. The story was around over the place, the animation's fine, the 2D animation was just so freaking weird, the characters is just fine, and some, well, mediocre too, okay. And the songs, however, the songs, don't get me wrong, the songs are okay. They're not my favorite, but the songs are okay. And speaking of which, people keep making a fire of it, because not only do people doesn't care or anything, I mean, I understand why they keep doing this, and people are loving the heck out of these characters, so what does it matter? I respect your opinions, but dang. I mean, they're going completely lost, just like the Making Ninja Circus. But for goodness gracious, I just don't know why the fandom just being found these days. Sure, I'm not a biggest fan when they keep going around over the place, but I don't blame the people who love this movie. If you love this movie, I respect your opinions, and you can love it all you want. But for me, however, yeah, it's just not the best in my opinion. And to be honest, guys, at least, I mean, DreamWorks could have done a lot better. Like, look what happened from last year. Last year from DreamWorks was really awesome because we have Bad Guys and especially Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. But that's not going to save how this movie was out eventually. Instead of how this movie wants to go ahead and just go ahead and bloom everything. And to be honest, I recommend just go ahead and skip this movie because I am not going to deal with a lot of franchise of Trolls things. I swear to God, they're going to make a full movie and I don't even care to be honest. And to be honest, DreamWorks, you'll be down here by then, just like you're making the Cocomelon movie that I don't even want to see. But I have to suffer till we feel it, so let's see how that turns out. I'm gonna suffer from that when it comes out. But for this movie, however, just don't recommend it. I mean, only accept the Trolls fans who ever loved this movie, so that's all I'm gonna say. And speaking of it, I'm just giving this movie a 4 out of 10 because I'm just really getting tired of this franchise and I'm just really getting tired of it as well. And I'm pretty much sure that all the Trolls fans want another 4th movie, so let's get this all the way for the money. But remember, this is my personal opinion, so don't get on me for it. Okay? Don't get on me. Oh, hi, NDY. Don't get on me, alright? You make sense of it. Anyway, guys, so that's it for today. Make sure you spread my opinion for this movie because I just did care. But anyway, guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Y'all like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell. And as always, y'all, I will see you all later. As always, y'all, deuces.